each one. Mobile streaming. You can stream from the YouTube app with a mobile device. To live stream on mobile, you'll need at least...
Hold up. Hold up. I don't want to leak my stream. Oh, snap. I think it's working. Hold up. All right. What is this? What is this? This is... Sorry. Well, we're not testing stuff out. We've already tested stuff out. You guys are along for the journey, bro. That's what I can say. You guys are along for the ride. Okay. 2. Okay. 22. Gotta put gameplay in there. Don't know how to spell gameplay. Reaction. Finale. Finale. Alright, let's make it public. It's not made for kids. How do I change that? Has this whole thing been live? All right, that's cool. 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 All right. I guess y'all can see me still. Okay. Well, welcome to the live stream, my fellow gentlemen. Okay. Well, we're gonna just go through it. I'm just gonna chill. We chilling. You watch this in the car ride. You know what I'm saying? College station you're used to, and then you just chilling. All right. Offense will never be neglected in any 2K basketball game, obviously, because offense is what gets the bucks. And I'm thrilled with our offering for NBA 2K22. Dribbling is something I personally spend a lot of time working on, and I'm extremely passionate about, and can say without a doubt that playmakers are going to have a field day with this year's game. All right, that sounds interesting. Obviously, that's just hype. The one-to-one basic size-ups have been removed and replaced by one-to-one signature size-ups. So I think by that what they mean is before you could just hold the R stick in a certain direction and they would start doing size-ups, which was, I don't know how to feel. So, I mean, it's simple, right? For a basic guy, it's really simple. But for the more advanced dribblers and to make more of a skill gap in dribbling, no one really used them in the first place. Like, no one's sizing up, right? Basically, anyone is sizing up. Unless they're crazy dribble heads, and then the crazy dribble head size ups are just ridiculous. Their size ups are unrealistic. So I've never been a fan of them. Even to obviously they're hard work and they're real skill, but even to replicate them is not really cool. But they said that they also implemented that with individual players. So to do Steph Curry's size up, to do KD's size up, you still have to have the skill to be able to do that. So that's cool, which does add skill and realism. So I like that instead of just the skill and unrealistic size ups of guys like Gizo and G-Man. Okay. Yeah, so instead you have to do them all by yourself. But what does that exactly mean? Flicking the Pro Stick in various directions last year gave you fairly generic looking size-ups. Holding up on the stick gave you a nice looking mocap dribble series, which is what I was just talking about. This year, the goal was to marry the two together and give each player a unique feel and rhythm when sizing up. So that makes it sound like they did not remove the holding the right stick up to do dribble moves. They just added on it and kind of married them together, while also giving the gamer complete control over how the series plays out. KD's big hezzy crosses, Harden's around and through the legs, Steph Curry's machine guns, and Luka's methodical rocking back and forth dribble are all well now under the game director control, rather than the preset movie. The speed stick that we introduced on New Gen last year also returns. Speed stick? So flicking the stick quickly results in quicker dribbles. Oh, is that a thing? I didn't know that. Slower flicks give you more rhythmic ones. I didn't even know that. Alright, there are around 50 unique signature size-up packages to choose from, each with its own disadvantages. Distinct advantages. I combined literally distinct advantages and just disadvantages. Alright, okay, I see what you're saying. The tough thing for me is, I just copy a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber. But no, I just copy somebody, and I know a lot of people use the quick dribble style, which is what I also use, that and LeBron and Kobe. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, and if I'll ever really try to use different ones and experiment with different ones. I'm not sure. Make sure to give all of them a try and to find out which one's best suits the rhythm of how you like to play. And that's the tough thing. How long do you have to use one to really feel is it working for me? Is it good for me? Is it bad for me? I don't know. Additionally, you can equip one of 32 unique dribble sequences, which I've dubbed signature combos as well. So even on top of the 50, you get 32 unique dribble signature combos. These are quick 3 or 4 second dribble moves that you can trigger by simply holding sprint and flicking the Pro Stick up. Okay. Limitless variety of how you want to break your defender down. Okay. There are a ton of other new combos. Cancels. Cancels are always cool just because they add a different variation to things. And move chains you can pull off this year. Drag dribble. What is a drag dribble heavy? And spin step backs being my personal favorites. Oh, the T-Mac and KD, and then pull up? Okay, I got you. But I'm not going to go into detail on each of them right now. Oh, those are actually really cool. I don't know how to wait. You do the hezzy and you kind of pull up. It's you're dribbling, and as the ball's going down, you put it into your shot pocket. And I think that's a cool move because like T-Mac and Kobe, I think, used to do it. KD's the one who does it a lot today. So those are really good moves. I think guys like Dame, Paul George, it's usually a bigger guy move. Usually bigger guys do it. So I don't know if Dame does it, but it's usually a bigger guy move. But I'm not going to go into detail of that. I don't mind reading a novel, Mike. Give me a novel, Mike. In a nutshell, quickly sending multiple pro stick commands and or attempting to move in various directions with the left stick just after performing a dribble move will open up a world of new combos that will stifle even the best defenders. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. When it comes to dribble movement, you'll notice a significantly faster overall pace and much tighter control over how you navigate the court. I'll say this to speak about the last point, that, I kind of played big my whole life, even though I'm quite small. But, it's kind of, whenever I dribble, I like the dribbling styles of more big guys. Like, LeBron doesn't do a lot of the Harden, he does the kind of stuff. Kyrie, Steph, they kind of do all this stuff. But me, I like more the basic power dribble, side steps, the basic crosses, LeBron stuff, KD stuff, using your size. Paul George, Paul George is a really smooth player, right? Like, I really enjoyed the smoothness of his game. So that's something I really like. And that's the way I like to dribble. So I'm not going to lean towards a guard just because of that. Because it's not my mindset. And I'm telling you, Hassan, make a guard. Make a guard, Big D. Come on now. Make a guard. You got the brain for it. MashaAllah. We don't. You got to do it. You, my brother, Junior. I mean, I didn't even get to see Junior go off yet. I'm trying to see that boy go off. But anyway, each of the 28 unique dribble styles received a nice, fresh, refreshed with new content and accentuates the signature style of the given player. We've also added 4 WNBA dribble styles. Okay. Another nice upgrade to the dribbles movement is height compensation. This is the thing. Last year, taller players would outpace shorter players with the same speed and ball rating. I know you're like, oh, Shemaines, what does that mean? And here's my boy, NBA 2K Jukes. Great YouTuber. Sad to see him kind of like not upload as much. But here,
to the channel,
take a look at this.
grinding service video to the speed with ball stat. It could be a mix of speed with ball, acceleration, and quick first step. But I'm directly referring to this move here, like moving with the ball. So now let's get into it. So what happened is I was doing this video here, which will be out tomorrow, and I noticed something really alarming. Because I was comparing the movement with and without the ball, speed boost quickness, and lateral movements of the 6'7" power forward build that everyone has with a stat there, versus the typical 6'3" build with 95 speed, axle, and speed with ball. Then I noticed on moving with the ball, just plain moving with the ball, the 6'7" build moves faster. I'm only referring to this move here, no dribble animations or speed boosting, which doesn't really look right to me. I tested it a lot of times and even thought that maybe there's an imaginary wall here so taller players can kick from it, giving a better kickstart, so I tried to move it here, and still, 6'7" build moves faster. I know that something is really causing that, so I had a test. These two players here have every badge and stats similar to each other, aside from their height. One is 5'4" and one is 7'3". I just made the gap really big so the results will be obvious. So as you can see here, there's a big gap. Keep in mind that they have the same ratings. I put 85 speed, axle, and speed with ball. Everything similar, and we got this.
Like and subscribe to
This
the
is
boy.
one reason why that 6'7" power forward build
this
is
is the problem,
overpowered.
right? If your
Because
two
as a
guys have the
small
same
guard,
speed,
this is
it doesn't
one
matter
of
what
our few
height they are.
advantage
They should
to
have the
taller
same
players, right?
speed, right?
The
So
game
that's
took it away from us.
that's what it
This
should
is
be.
not right.
So I'm glad that
probably
2K is trying to
understand if
address it, and I also think that shows that 2K is watching, watching the community, seeing what they're doing. So that's good to hear. Small players are no longer lagging behind, and everything that I just mentioned about dribbling, from the movement to the new moves and the combos, are going to be identical between current and next gen. So that's going to be interesting to see how they can do that, even with different type of technology between the two different generations. So if you're playing a player who plans to play both, you won't have to learn two different systems like last year, which is cool because I tried to hop on a different one and it was tough. It was tough post play. So this is going to be an interesting one as well. Let's see how it goes. Now a little treat for bigs. We spent a lot of time upgrading post plays with loads of new content, including new movement and new arsenal of back-to-basket moves. Similar to face-up ball handling, many of the new moves are cancels and aborts. I think cancels and aborts are really cool because you do a move, you cancel it, and you can go the opposite way, just like real life. You can stunt as if you're doing a real move and then go the other way, which is completely different than a fake, right? So that's really good. For example, start a post spin by twirling the pro stick, then immediately move the left stick to the opposite direction for a spin back. Bro, how many times have I tried to do a triple spin in the post? You're posting up, okay, you spin one way, you double spin, and then you spin back the other way and go over again. There are also new R2 fakes that keep you engaged in post, allowing you to chain multiple fakes together without disengaging. You can also take advantage of the new disengage face-up moves. Controls. Disengage face-up moves controls to help you avoid steals, new hop, shot, fades, hooks to better pull chair mechanics. Cool. There are a lot of great combinations and fakes once you've mastered the controls. So that's interesting. We'll see how that goes. Hassan, Faisal, see what you got. Shooting has undergone many changes for NBA 2K22. There's a new shot meter with dynamically resizing make windows. Hi. So I guess that means that certain different shots will have different windows for how much and how often they'll go in, which I guess is cool. I don't know if it's affecting distance or range like they did with 2K21 and how that was affecting it, but that's interesting. This window will expand when you're taking high-quality shots with good shooters, but will shrink when heavily contested shooting with low-rated shooters or fatigued. Well, I mean, that's the same thing they had in, like, 2K17, where, like, you know, they had that underneath, like, half-circle thing, and, like, the bar would get bigger the better the shot was and smaller the worse the shot was. I mean, that's not too crazy. Major emphasis for shooting success this year is shot IQ. Ooh, we see what that means. I mean, like, 2K is not too bad at that, in my opinion. Shot online stuff is bad, but, like, offline stuff is not too bad. These teams that work for open looks and take smart shots are going to see much more success than the teams that are forcing up bad shots. You know what I would like to see more than this is fatigue. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see fatigue better. If I'm playing online, and these guys are playing 5 guys the whole game, and they're competing with me playing 10 guys the whole game, and, you know, you can't have 2 groups of people playing at full speed, and the second group who only has 5 guys who only has 1 group of people, I mean, can keep up with them. Like, that's just not happening in real life, right? Admittedly, you put your best players in for long times, 40 minutes, 48 minutes. Yeah, sure, but no one's playing 48 minutes in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? No one's playing 48 minutes in a regular season game. Admittingly, a lot of guys are not because they're trying to rest and stuff, but even in the playoffs, guys aren't generally playing 48 minutes. Very rarely. And then you see guys like Dame, when he had that crazy double overtime, triple overtime game against the Nuggets. In the last overtime, he started passing because he went all out to just get his team to go to another overtime, to keep getting into the overtime and the next overtime. He had to start passing out in the last overtime because he was tired. And then CJ McCollum steps out of bounds. But you see that all the time. Look at Jimmy Butler when he played, 48 minutes against the Lakers in the finals in 2020. I mean, he was exhausted. He could not shoot. He's a decent enough shooter, but he could not shoot. I'm going to check that because I don't know how well Jimmy Butler could shoot. But I'll tell you, in that playoff series, could not shoot. Not because he can't make jump shots wide open. 100% he can make jump shots wide open because he's working so hard. Guys like Marcus Smart, same thing. They're working so hard. 21 points a game, 86%. You look at free throw rating. Free throw rating are generally a good indicator of how a guy can really shoot. Okay, I ain't gonna cap that. That's pretty garbage. That's pretty garbage. He was a good 3-point shooter. What happened to this man? That's what I'm looking at. 3 attempts. He's shooting less attempts and got worse. He got to explain that to me. But, you know, I mean, that's what it is, right? You give so much effort, you become worse at different things. And so it's good to see that more than it would for me to see IQ stuff. Because, I mean, I think I have good IQ, and I can tell, I think, just by playing a lot, you get a feeling of what 2K thinks is a good shot, what 2K thinks is a bad shot. Because, like, you know, you just play with a guy who's never played the game before, and he could be shooting real-life shots, but 2K thinks that's a bad shot. Or I could be playing with one of my friends, and, you know, he go up for a layup, and in my head I'm like, oh, that's well defended, but it says 17% contested, and it misses, and he's like, 17% contest? How did that miss? And I'm like, well, in my brain, I know that's a bad shot, according to 2K. And 2K's cognitive or communication is, oh, no, that's a decent shot. It's a bad shot. I can tell. And again, it's a lot of RNG. It sounds elementary, but it's something we really keyed on this year, as taking quality shots was more or less overshadowed by ratings and stick skills. I don't know how I feel about that. I think stick skills and ratings are important, as well as IQ. I mean, something that I think theoretically is interesting to me in the game of basketball Steph Curry can be guarded by me and shoot a 3-pointer versus Steph Curry being guarded by, okay, I'm kind of short. Like, you can see, right? Like, I'm playing a guy, right, who's maybe a little bit shorter than me, but a good 3-point shooter. He's obviously not Steph Curry. And he hits a shot on me. But you get a little bit better defender who's the same size, mismatch, he won't make it. But then you get Steph Curry, who's obviously way skilled, he'll make it. But then you get a little bit of a defender, and he won't make it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ratings and stick skills and, like, the actual person's ability does affect things in real life. But we see, shot timing still plays a major role in the skill gap, and yes, you still get an additional boost for turning the meter off. Appreciate that, Mike. But will only take you so far if you're taking bad shots. We've heavily focus group tested. Who are these people? Who are these people? I want to know the names of these focus group cats. I want to know the name. No, okay, I just want to know who they are. Tested the new shooting mechanics with players of all skill levels and believe this is the best that shooting has ever felt into. I mean, you guys say that kind of stuff all the time. I know it's hype, and I know you feel like that. Every year you feel like that. But then you go back and forth a lot. So, I mean, like, I feel like the solution for going back and forth so much is simply just having different settings, right? They used to have, difficulty like they have right now. And then they used to have, like, I forgot what it was called. It was like a separate setting where you could have, like, Hall of Fame, default, simulation, or casual. So you could have, rookie, pro, all-star, superstar, Hall of Fame. But then you can also have default, casual, simulation. And that would change, like, how the game played. Because if you put it default, it was just a default game. Kind of like, kind of gamey, but not too realistic, but not super unrealistic. But if you're casual, it was just super unrealistic, right? Shooting threes, the 3-point ratings went up and stuff like that. But then if you put it simulation, the 3-point ratings were down, the fouls were up. So I feel like just do that. Just do that again. I don't know. I mean, it's more intricacies, and it's not really something you can do it online too, just different game modes. But it'd be cool. I think that's a good way to do it. We also made a strong push to get more of a skills gap into finishing at the rim, which I think most people agree there's not much skill involved with finishing at the rim. I mean, there's layup timing, there's layup aiming, but most people just turn them off, legitimately. And, if you have a wide open layup, you're going to hit it 100% of the time. At least maybe 1 out of 10,000 you're going to miss. But, I mean, you're going to hit it most of the time. A wide open, no defender, right? Dunks and stuff, I mean, those are kind of OP as well. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see how it is. Because, I mean, even in real life, right, driving to the basket and getting a layup against defenders is skill like crazy, not just rating. As beautiful as our motion capture dunks are, it was a shame that once you saw one fire off, you basically knew it was an automated 2 points. Yep. With the revamped blocking system, we're now giving rim protectors more tools to make great stops at the rim. What kind of tools? On top of that, on New Gen, we've added timing meters to both alley-oops and aggressive skill dunk attempts. So that's going to be tough. Honestly, tough. I don't know what to think of that. I think it's going to be a little bit too complicated because alley-oops are already too quick, of a decision and a feeling. And I already know most of my friends, like when they're cutting to the basket and they're thinking they're going to get a lob, they're holding square even before I make pass. So, I mean, watch out for that. I can name 1, 2, 3 guys that I play with, and I think they know who they are. That legitimately, you guys better watch out for next 2K. Don't be holding square too aggressively. When an alley passes in the air, you'll need to press the shot button at just the right time. When is that? To finish out to. If you're too early or too late, you'll either smoke to finish or miss to catch. So it's cool that we have a little bit more affect over that, though, instead of it just being like completely random. I threw the alley-oop and I have no control over what's going to happen next. So it's cool that that's kind of a thing. Side note, you can force bounce pass outs here, which is good if that means that they're not going to force me into a bounce pass alley, because a few times I'd like want to throw an alley-oop, and it's a great trajectory this way, but not a great trajectory that way. But sometimes that's a great trajectory. And on the dunking side, holding sprint and pulling straight down on the pro stick will trigger the aggressive skills dunk. So that's interesting. What is an aggressive skill dunk? When you have a defender standing underneath the rim, using the aggressive skill dunk feature will let you basically force a dunk attempt on demand as long as you have a strong dunker and have a bit of a runway, which I think is great because even for myself, like I'll be playing Play Now Online, and I'll have Donovan Mitchell, probably playing like Rec or something, and I'll be like, oh, I have enough of a runway, let me go force a dunk, and my guy will go for a layup, and it'd be like, I'd rather miss a dunk than go for a layup that will get contested. It's tough to hit the perfect timing for these high risk, high reward plays, but it's gratifying when you can pull it off. Yeah, I'm sure when you get a really cool poster, it's really cool. We've also added a dunk celebrations to the game this year that work very similarly to green release jump shot landings celebrations. So not only can you throw down some nasty dunks in traffic with your features, you can also equip your signature dance to show off a little bit afterwards. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, I think Agent showed that one TikToker put this up already because he was working for 2K and he just uploaded that, which Agent said probably not going to get another job for 2K, but that's kind of cool. I'll see how that goes. I'll be interested to see how some of my friends use them. And the last thing I wanted to mention about dunks in NBA 2K22, you'll now have the ability to completely customize your dunk repertoire with an all-new dunk style creator. This is a great feature that allows you to have detailed control over the exact style of your dunk packages and lets you equip more dunks on your player than ever before. Style creator. So is that like really changing up dunk packages? So instead of there just being like, oh, Michael Jordan dunk package, oh, windmills off one dunk package, oh, reverse clutch baseline dunk package, I can take from them and put them. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Ooh, here we're going. Some badges, closing remarks. All right, cool, 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 cool. We're almost done, boys. I don't even know how to look at my chat, legitimately. Anywho, okay, let's go. Builds, badges, and takeover. Player builds is another hot topic when it comes to 2K. Yeah, for sure, every year. In NBA 2K21, we debuted a brand new player builder on New Gen that allowed you to set up your attribute caps however you saw fit, which is cool. As with any new to big development, there are always growing pains. Yeah, bugs, growing pains, stuff like that. We made a lot of adjustments to the system to create more balanced builds and give incentives for creating all different types of players, which is really great. I mean, I think that's what most people would like. I know personally that's what I like. I like the idea that I can make a point guard and it'll have its positives and negatives. I can make a center and it has its positives and negatives more than just, okay, the power forwards are overwhelmingly positive. So that's cool. Smalls will see distinct advantages over bigs and vice versa. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I think besides power forwards, that was the case, but it was just kind of lame. You know what I mean? Like, if they took out the power forward from the builder entirely, I mean, it would kind of been really a boring game. I really do think. It would have been way more balanced, but it would have been way more boring. So expect to see a lot more variety when you hit virtual streets of the city this year. The amount of badge points you at your disposal have been increased significantly, giving you more options for how you badge out your player. And I think that's the big thing, right? Like, people made power forwards because, like, oh, badges. It wasn't even like, oh, the attributes or the sacrifice. It was like, oh, badges. So I think that's a really good thing that they're trying to change that so that everybody gets a lot more badges. And I think that's cool because, like, I mean, we want to use badges. We all rather play with superstars than 99s, 95s, but they're really 85s. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather play with Shaq as a my player than Tim Duncan. No, not Tim Duncan. Mike Dikembe Mutombo. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at like builds, when you make a build, besides a power forward, they were really like he's not even comparable to an NBA superstar because he's lacking all these features. He's lacking all these things, which is kind of tough. Admittingly, if anyone could make a KD, everyone would make a KD. I think so. The new detail builder screen makes it much easier for gamers to identify the available badges, which I thought was not that bad last 2K. The cost at each tier, okay, that could help. And the attribute threshold required, yeah, that's great. Yeah, those, I don't know what the two difference between the two last things are, but definitely we needed that because I would just go to NBA 2K Labs and search it up, but it's much better to have it this way. You can also see how those numbers change in real time as you adjust your attribute caps. That's a little bit suspicious. Why would those numbers change in real time as I change my attribute caps? Does that mean if I have a 95 3-point attribute cap, to get to catch and shoot would be a different attribute level. So if I had 95, I'd have to have an 83 pointer to get catch and shoot. But if my attribute cap was 80, I would need a 73 pointer to get catch and shoot. I'm not sure. We'll see. Another cool addition is the ability to create badge loadouts. Now, this is something I've been asking 2K for a while. Obviously, by asking 2K, I mean thinking about it and never saying it to anybody. But I think it's a really cool thing to do, just because I think it's cool. In 2K20, I made a pure lockdown, which was my favorite build. And so there were games where I needed to play center. There was games where I needed to play power forward. There's games where I needed to play small forward. There's games where I wanted to guard the main ball handler. And all of those different things, all of those different requirements require different badge loadouts. So that's a cool thing. These allow you to quickly and easily toggle what badges you have equipped based on how you're playing on a given day and based on the matchup stepping up. There you go. Perfect. Exactly. But Mike Wong is up in here. They just don't got enough time, money, resources, baby, but they up in here. Who needs badges to play around? So fast switch, ability to get off the floor quicker for standing layups and dunks. Okay, so like the gather takes less time. That's cool. There's a lot of like finishing badges that I was like, are they really valuable? And I think this is cool. Grace under pressure, ability to convert standing layups more effectively. That's cool. I didn't think there was really anyone for standing layups, so I think that's really good for like centers and stuff. Limitless takeoff, ability to soar from further away on driving dunk attempts. Again, another Waji-Sandu right there. Another Waji-Sandu classic. Mouse in the house, ability for bigs to finish over shorter players more efficiently. So I think that's interesting because in 2K already, if you have a 7-footer being guarded by a 6'5 player, it's a layup. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing really they can do about it unless they perfectly time triangle. So this means one of two things. Either it means it's going to be even more OP, or it means that they're made it to where if you don't have the badge, you're not going to be able to hit the layup. But if you do have the badge, you are going to be able to hit the layup. So I think that's interesting. Unstrippable. The ability to secure the ball handler. Secure the ball better when gathering for a layup or dunk in traffic. So they did mention that there's going to be more steals on drive, so that's going to be an interesting one. Chef. Ability to knock down Steph like deep threes, which is kind of just a circus badge, but changed it so they don't have to put a clown. They could put a chef's hat. Limitless spot-up ability to hit long-range threes off the catch and shoot. Okay. That's interesting. Lucky 7. Boost your ability to score when shooting early in the clock, which is interesting, and I'll see this. I think they name it Lucky 7 after 7 seconds offense. Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni. So it will be interesting to see, is it going to be a big boost, or is it just like a basic boost, or is it, how much is it going to be there? And also, is it 7 seconds? And I'll say this, a lot of guys who play casually, they shoot within the first 7 seconds of a possession. So, I mean, that's not too crazy. Mismatch expert, ability to successfully shoot over taller defenders on a switch. Bro, that's what I want to see, because I'd be always thinking, bro, I got to switch. He has a poor perimeter defense rating. I want to shoot over this guy, and I can't because he's tall. Like, you get to, like, look at Curry. I don't remember the highlight play between Curry and Rudy Gobert. Like, Rudy switched on to him, and, Curry starts saucing him. He starts spinning, and, like, he could have shot the three, but he went for the layup. But, he could shoot over that guy because he has bad perimeter defense, right? Rudy Gobert is poor perimeter defender. Teams like the Rockets exposed that when they had James Harden and played each other in the playoffs. But, like, you can see that it's a real thing. That this is just what happens. And I always felt like that should be more of a product of height should not matter as much as attributes. But that's cool. I think that's cool. Glue hands, ability to make difficult catches and quicker bounces to shot or dribble, which I think is interesting because I know in 2K, you'd catch it and sometimes the catch animation would take too long to affect your shoot animation. So maybe that'll help to, counteract that. Hyperdrive, boost speed and effectiveness of moving dribble moves, which I think is just speed boost cheese. Quick chain, boost the ability to quickly chain dribble moves together. I mean, Steezo, G-Man, all these guys, they already got this badge on lock in real life. I don't know, why they're going to need it in the game. Post playmaker, boost the effectiveness of both shots and moves when playing in the post. Okay, so they just combined both of them, shots and moves. Oh, not passes. Okay, cool. Triple threat jukes, increase the effectiveness of triple threat fakes, jabs, and go moves, which is cool because some players are really good at them and some players are not. Ball stripper, ability to strip layup and dunk attempts more effectively. Cool. Hustler, ability to get those scrappy 50-50 balls quicker than an opponent. So that's an interesting one. They've had this type of badge before, at least in 2K13, I remember it. I think they called it Scrapper or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see one, will anyone use this online? And two, is it just going to be guys like Patrick Beverly? And how does it really work? Because I know. Oh, see, I told y'all, bro. I told y'all that in the trailer they started showing people diving out of bounds for stuff, and I was like, they made that an emphasis. They made that an emphasis. That's what they do every year. They show weird stuff in the trailer and make it an emphasis, and I think that's one of them. And Menace, I think, is one that I'm going to go for. Definitely significantly drops the offensive rating of opponents when you smother them. That brings our total badges to 80, with a number of existing badges also getting some nice upgrades. There is a lot to choose from and many ways that to impact the game. So the loadout feature is a welcome addition. Yeah, 100%, bro. Last but certainly not least, we've ported all 80 badges to current gen, a massive upgrade for our fan base. Yeah, I think that's what's going to see the biggest difference. It's going to be current gen. I think most current gen players are going to see a big difference than the next gen players. One final My Player upgrade I wanted to call out is a new gen exclusive called Takeover Perks. Okay? These are modifiers that you can unlock and equip to strengthen your existing takeover abilities. I'm not going to list them out because we want them to be a surprise, but it's a great upgrade to the takeover system that adds a layer of depth and strategy to how you compete online. Alright, that's kind of interesting. I mean, takeovers were strong. Shakedown already mentioned that, but this is going to be interesting. Cool. Closing remarks. Those are the main features I wanted to highlight for this year's Gameplay Courtside Report. I feel like I've been typing too long already, but there's so much more that goes into the nuts and bolts of 2K's gameplay, and this blog barely scrapes the surface. Yeah, and I mean, I'm always happy to read this every year. Mike, 2K, I really appreciate you guys doing it. I really appreciate reading it because I think it's super insightful to the game and gives, a whole different way to approach the game than last year. So I think it's a great thing that they do this, and I really do appreciate it, from the whole 2K dev team and everything. So appreciate that. Huge shout out to each of the gameplay devs who work tirelessly each year to build the best sports experience on the market. From the outset, our goal is to create fun and competitive gameplay, and I think we all agree when you get your hands on the six, the team has delivered that in spades. We'll see about that, but I mean, I'm glad for the hype. The community's passion for 2K is what drives us, and many of our features come directly from you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Some of that stuff was literally from the community, so I'm really glad. Again, 2K, Mike, we know you guys listen. We appreciate that you guys listen and you guys are actually doing this stuff. It's awesome. As if I have a voice, probably not, but I mean, I'm glad that they are. In fact, we had the wonderful opportunity to bring in several respected community members. See, that's what I'm saying. Where are these focus groups at? Let me hear about these focus groups. 2K Pros. Okay. The beta test gameplay a few weeks ago. Oh, really? That's dope. If you're telling me that they weren't uploading trailers and marketing stuff because they were bringing pros in to test the game, I give you 100%. I don't mind. Literally, actually, I didn't mind because I feel like when I see a trailer for the next version of the game, I already start all right, I'm not gonna play this version anymore. Why am I gonna play it? So I think that's really cool. Their feedback was incredibly valuable to us and allowed us to put the finishing touches on gameplay and ensure the best possible launch experience ever, or best launch experience, which is great. I'm so happy to hear that. Big thanks to those guys, and we look forward to hosting more of those type of events in the future. So I can't wait for those videos to pop up on YouTube, people going to 2K to test stuff out. Man, that's exciting, bro. That's exciting, man. Yeah, so great. We can't wait to read your feedback, watch your videos, streams, and continue to work with you to mold the best basketball game planet. Bro, hype, mad hype. Super appreciate it. I mean, great work. Obviously, I mean, 2K is a fantastic game. I mean, it is so good. I know there's a lot of problems and it's really unrefined. It's really hard around the edges, right? But I mean, the core of the game is so good that I mean, I'm super happy with it. I'm happy with what they're doing. I think Mike Wang, I think is a great developer. I think he does a great job with the game. And, I'm happy to read that, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see what's going to be. I know, as a community, as human beings, we like to game the system. We like to find cheese and exploits that we can use to make it kind of unfun, to make it kind of cheesy, because no one likes doing the same thing over and over again. No one likes seeing the same thing over and again. But I mean, the basic fundamentals of basketball are, I can shoot, I can drive, I can dunk, I can lay up. I mean, those are the most basic things. So, I mean, those things are kind of similar all the time. But it'll be interesting to see, how they add more pizzazz to the game. And, I'm really happy to see a great experience from them and a great experience with the game. All right. Thank you guys for watching the stream. If you made it this far, man, comment down below. comment J Squad for Joystick Squad. Like, comment it down below. And if you do, I will know what that means, and I will so much appreciate you if you really got this far. I mean, that's literally incredible. I would not get this far in my own video. So, I mean, thank you guys for watching, and, catch you guys later, man.